Here it is. Welcome to our coverage of the Marathon Classic out here at Highland Meadows. Round one today, and a very interesting round it was. A completely different set of highlights and weather conditions for morning and afternoon. So let's take you there right now with the fan favorite, Stacy Lewis. Stacy Lewis in front of two friends. Look at this. You've heard of eagles and birdies, but what about deer? We mentioned Stacy Lewis. I'm sure she's a fan of Bambi. She starts out around 8:30 this morning, and on her first hole, she starts off with a birdie. That's a great way to start the day. Not bad. It didn't get that much better for her, however. Here, second hole of the day, just lips out. So looking for back-to-back birdies, it doesn't happen. Got a little bit squirrely for her on number 8. And she would end up 2 under on the day. Brooke Henderson, the Canadian, the 19-year-old phenom. 2 birdies and a bogey on the first 9. Even on the second 9, she was 1 under. And then check out this save on number 8. Save attempt, birdie attempt. Yeah, birdie attempt, she would save par. And again, Brooke Henderson, 1 under. Apparently the Oak Ridge boys are ZZ Top in town. We're not sure which. How about the defending champ, Lydia Ko? She's been slumping, they tell us. Why? Because she hasn't won since this tournament last year. Her second hole for bird. And again, so close. Back to that number 8. She was in the grass on her tee shot, had a chip out, and then here, a par save. Not bad. 2 bogeys on the front, 1 on the back, only 1 birdie. She's +2, however, tied for 108th spot. Chella Choi, the 2015 champ, going with the stripes in the opening round. Here she is on number 9. She had 5 birdies, 1 bogey, almost a birdie here. 4 under. Chella Choi tied for 9th.
It was good. It was solid. It can always be better. That's golf. But felt like I hit a lot of really good shots, hit a lot of really good putts, and played solid. Especially leading up to today. It was pretty busy the last few days, and the energy level probably wasn't quite there today. So just, really happy to shoot under par just because of that. And, I got over 24 hours to get rested up, so I'm pretty excited about that.
I didn't play my best today, but it was a beautiful day outside. I had a great group along with Stacy and Angie, and I feel like there's definitely opportunity to go really low on this course, so hopefully I can do that the next 3 days.
How's your game plan going to change tomorrow?
I'm going to stick to do everything pretty much the same strategy-wise. Hopefully just hit the ball a little bit closer and make a few more putts in that 10-15 foot range.
I had some good looks of birdies, and actually a lot of putts were good at one stage, but kind of peeled off. So when your putts aren't dropping and you're not hitting the ball fantastic, it's going to be not the greatest score. But there's always tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be able to get a few things better into tomorrow's round.
Before tee off, very confident here, and I know this golf course where I go. So I talked with my dad, and pretty good layup and pretty good, like a little different number 18, different course shape than last year. But I made a birdie, so good thing.
So that was the morning group, and we welcome now Claire Batista of Claire Batista's Golf Academy up at the Legacy. Claire, you've been here every year. So glad to have you. Thank you that you're here. What did you see from this morning group today? A great group as far as Stacy Lewis and Brooke Henderson. The scores may not have been as great, but what did you see from this morning group?
I think it was windy, so I think the scores, 4 under at the time. This morning's round was the low. So we'll see in the afternoon. It got a little bit better because it was really breezy this morning, and it really died down. But it's good to see Stacy Lewis play well here because of family, and she usually doesn't play well here. So that was good to see. And the same thing with Brittany Lincecum. Usually struggles here. She was 4 under this morning. So, there's some big names, which is really exciting.
Yeah, as you mentioned, at the end of that morning grouping, Chella Choi with 4 under was up in the lead, and then the field kind of caught up in that afternoon group. I want to ask you though about Lydia Ko. Lydia Ko, the defending champion, she's been slumping this year, hasn't won since this tournament last year. Tied for 108 at 2 over. What can she do, if anything, to get back in this?
Boy, I think it's going to be really hard. You know, if you've been keeping track of the tour, like a couple tournaments ago, 2 under made the cut. I mean, or actually 3 under made the cut. If you were 2 under, you didn't make the cut. Yeah. The play has gotten so good, so much better, and she's 2 over now. So, I mean, she's just going to have an amazing round tomorrow.
Afternoon highlights, and this is a familiar name, Cheyenne Woods. Yep, Tiger's cousin. Here she is on number 4. What a great approach. She had an up and down front 9, 3 bogeys, 3 birdies on the front, but she would knock in this birdie putt on 4. She finishes even, tied for 68th after the afternoon round. All right, we bring back Claire Batista as a number of names here in this afternoon round. You know, Lexi Thompson, you know, the highest ranked American, but I'm going to guess you, Claire Batista, even all your wisdom, did not expect this. Take a look at who is among the leaders from today's afternoon round. This is Linnea Strom. She's an amateur. We talked about her yesterday from Arizona State, first team all Pac-12. She was even at the turn, 1 over after 12, but birdies 4 of the last 6 holes, including this one right here, and she is tied for 16th as an amateur. How about a familiar face and name in Morgan Pressel? Always a fan favorite, has family from right up the road in Jackson, Michigan. 2 birdies on the front and a bogey. She would have a great finish to this day, birdieing 18. So 1 under on the day, tied for 45th. She's right there as far as you talk a little bit about the cut could happen. She's gonna have to get it together, but not too far away. Lexi Thompson, number 3 in the Rolex rankings, highest ranking American. Front 9, listen to her front 9. Bird, bogey, par, bogey, birdie, 4 pars. So she would obviously right the ship after a rocky beginning. She would incredibly finish this with an eagle on 17 and a birdie on 18. You can't ask for a better finish unless you're hitting an ace. 4 under on the day, tied for 9th. How about the U.S. Women's Open winner, Sung Yoon Park? Sung Yoon Park on number 8. Happened to be camped out on 8 all day today. And she went right at the stick. Great placement there. And then the putt. Oh, how calm she is after this. Yeah, I got that. 7 under. Your U.S. Women's Open champ is second. Behind Jarena Pillar. Jarena Pillar, you may know her from the Barbasol commercials with her husband. She is 8 under. We talk about Park on number 8. This is Pillar on number 8. Pillar playing just ahead of Park. Still got a lot of work. She was tied for the lead at this point, and there she would drop it to take sole possession of the lead. Jarena Pillar, your leader after round 1. Ending the day on here at 18 with a birdie. What does that do for you going into tomorrow?
Oh, it always leaves a good taste in your mouth, makes dinner taste a little better to birdie the last hole. And, you know, I got off to a good start, birdie the first 2 and birdie the last. And kind of the middle is a little bit of a struggle, but, you know, I battled hard out there today and looking out for a good round tomorrow. Going to hit a few balls now and come out ready to play.
You know, got off to a good start and got the putts rolling. And to be honest, my ball striking didn't feel as great coming into this weekend. And you know, the week after a major, it's always tough just because you're so exhausted mentally. And you know, I just went out there and really trusted what I had and just brought it together. And my game feels really good right now.